Hi, I'm Matt Greaves, Marketing Manager at SWAT UK. In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at this online version of our Practice Assurance Manual and General Practice Procedures Manual. At the top left-hand side of the screen, we've got some various links to some of the key areas of the manual, so namely the home page, which is where we are currently, a contents page, which is a page that expands the entire contents of a manual. So we have all the chapter headings down here on the left hand side, but the contents page gives us a complete list of all of the content within the manual. So we just take a closer look at that now. So here are all the chapter headings with hyperlinks to all of the subsections contained within each chapter. So I can simply click on any of the links to the subsection and that will take me directly to that section of a manual. It also provides me with a good overview as to what is contained within the manual. If I go back to the top left hand side of the screen again, we've got another button for our specimen documentation. That takes us to the same page, but a little further down we have a link for the specimen documentation, and we have a list of all of the specimen documentation contained within the manual. And again, I can click on any of these hyperlinks and that will take me directly to that specimen document. And we'll take a closer look at that in a moment or two. And then the final button we have on the left hand side is a help button, so just in case you need some more assistance using the site, we have some videos like this one and some useful guidance there to help you. So let's take a closer look at some of the chapter headings down on the left hand side. So the left hand side lists all of the chapters contained within the Practice Assurance Manual or General Practice Procedures Manual. Now I can simply double click any of the chapter headings and that will open up all of the subsections within that particular chapter. So within chapter 5, that's going to open up to show us 5.1 all the way down to 5.7, and I can simply click on any of these and that will take me directly to that section of the manual, which we'll take a look at in a moment. I can also expand each of the chapter headings if I click on the little plus icon adjacent to each chapter. So if I click on the plus icon, a single click will open up all of the subsections, or I can double click and that will open up the subsections also. So let's take a closer look at one of these sections. So let's have a look at 5.2, which is Terms of Engagement. What you'll notice is before you can actually access the content, you'll be required to log in. This ensures that only staff members from those firms who have paid for the service can actually access the content of the manual. If you haven't yet subscribed, you can still see an overview of the content, but you'll need to buy an annual subscription if you would like to have access to the content contained within this online manual. If you haven't yet subscribed, you can find out more or purchase a subscription by calling us on 0845 450 5555 or visit swat.co.uk/publications. So I'm just going to log in as one of my colleagues. I'm sure he won't mind. So once you've logged in, the website will verify your subscription and you'll be able to access the entire content of the manual. Once you're logged in, you won't need to log in again until such time as you close your internet browser and then reopen it. So perhaps if you close it for a day, come back to it the next day, you will again need to log in at that moment in time, but for the duration of your visit, you won't need to log in again. So here we have the all the guidance contained within 5.2, so Terms of Engagement. So as well as the useful guidance contained in the manual, we've also included some helpful functions such as a printer-friendly button. So if you wanted to print section 5.2, you can do that easily. We've also included links to bookmark sections. So 5.2 is a particularly long section made up of various subsections. So 5.2.1, reporting to third parties and a duty of care. Going all the way down to 5.2.4. To help you navigate a page, we've got some links at the top which bookmark to those particular sections. Where relevant, we've also included direct links to the specimen document, so where, for instance, we refer to an engagement letter, you can simply click on the link to be taken directly to that specimen documentation in the manual. So for example here in 5.2.4 we have a link to the assignment acceptance form, which is Appendix 1.14, so if I click on that link, that will take us directly to that specimen document. Here we are. So this is the assignment acceptance form. So on this page we're presented with a preview of what the specimen document looks like. And we've also got an option to download the actual form in a Word document. So by downloading it in Word, it means you can make any changes that you need to make, so any sort of tailoring to your particular firm. You can save it, print it, edit it. It's yours to do as you wish. We'd always advise using the downloaded document. The preview we see here is literally just that. It's just to give you a preview of what the specimen document looks like. You'll need to download it if you want to make any changes to it, print it, edit it. So we'd always recommend downloading the master form. So that's how you can access one of the specimen documents from within the manual. But we've also got, as we saw earlier, a complete list of all of the specimen documents contained within the manual. So you can access that by clicking on this button for specimen documents at the top left. Or we've got the chapter heading right at the bottom for specimen documents. If I just click the plus symbol adjacent to that, that'll expand all of these sections of specimen documents. And within A1 Office Procedures, for example, I can expand that section. So let's double click this time. That will open up all of the specimen documents contained within Appendix 1 Office Procedures. So for instance, if I was looking for standard terms of business, I could click on that link there and that will take me directly to a typical standard terms of business. And again, I have the option to download, but we've got a preview of what it looks like here. So whether you're looking for a template for standard terms of business as we've just seen, or perhaps a new client's engagement letter, or perhaps an anti-money laundering ID form, you can find it all within the specimen documents chapter and much, much more. One of the great advantages of this new online version of a manual is that because it's hosted online, it will always be up to date. So you can be sure that whenever you need to access a template or a form or letter or just some guidance perhaps, you'll always be downloading the most up-to-date version, so helping to ensure your firm remains compliant with the ICAW's Practice Assurance Scheme or ACCA's Quality Check Scheme. So we'll be making updates to the manual on an ongoing basis. As and when we make any updates, we'll let you know through the latest updates pane on the homepage. So if we just go back there for a moment, we'll have a section here for latest updates where we'll keep you up to date with any changes that we make. And as part of your subscription to the manual, you'll also be receiving a 6-monthly email newsletter in which we'll summarise any of the latest updates, so you're always made aware of what's changed. So that brings us to the end of this short video. I hope you found it a useful overview of our Practice Assurance Manual and General Practice Procedures Manual online. Should you have any queries at all regarding the online version, please do not hesitate to call us and we'll be happy to help.